What is going on, guys? It's been a little while. What's going on? It's been a little while. Uh, yeah. I don't know how this is gonna work because I'm trying this like YouTube live thing, and I don't think I've used this before. I don't know. I have no idea. Uh, as always, if you hear any noise in the background, that's just my animal being rambunctious, being wild. All right, we got the trats up, we got all that stuff. um, I'm getting over the flu. That's always exciting. School's been hectic, life's been hectic. Uh, so it's been a little while, and I have a little bit of time before I got to head to work. So I said, why not show off some books? Uh, this is only like half of my books. I hit like the warehouse. I always talk about the warehouse. My shop, like every month, does a warehouse sale. Um, yeah, so basically all these books, I get them. They do a deal for 25 books for 25 books for $20, and yeah, so I can't pass up. Good for run fillers. I think these are all from that sale. I'm probably gonna do a couple videos, just to show off. Like I said, I've got way more books. Some stuff I picked up BMV, like some bigger key stuff. But this, I don't even think these are in particular order because I think I put them out of order when I was bagging them. Yeah, so hopefully we'll show off some books. I have the chat open, so anybody that pops in, feel free to say hello. See, like my cat's already climbing on the couch. It's getting ready to make its like it always wants to make an appearance on YouTube videos. So as you can see, that tail. That's what happens. That's what happens with life. So we'll just get like right into it. No, you know what? I lied. There is some stuff other than, like I said, this is a full short box, so I gotta find places to put it. Mostly run fillers. There's some cool, what I think are some pretty key stuff. Maybe not in a traditional sense. So we'll start off with Dark Horse Presents 140. Ooh, the light. Sorry for the glare. But yeah, so Dark Horse 140. I collect anything aliens and predators. That's how I started off in comics. I always talk about it. Alien and Predator was, I collected them like when the Alien versus Predator first came out, the first series. So I pick up anything I don't have. Great little cover. Alien versus Predator, number 3 of 4, War. I think I have most of this miniseries. I think I'm missing one more. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I was trying to see if maybe there's something I could do, but I don't think there is. Yeah. So I was pretty pumped to get that. I always pick up the stuff when I see it. I got a Colonel Marines, Aliens. This is issue 6 of 12. Love this cover. Real like 90s badass. Goodness. Oh, you can see a little better there. It kind of looks like Mondo Heat. I haven't read all this stuff in so long. So perhaps it is. Put this in the box. Issue number 5 of 12, same series, Colonel Marines, Aliens. There, if I hold it here, you see it a little better. This series, I don't think it went as long as it wanted to, if I remember because these all say 5 to 12, but I can't remember. For some reason, I thought this series didn't actually go the 12. I could be wrong, but yeah, who knows? I picked this up out of a BMV bin for $1 because I was missing it. Northgard #1. I was excited to get this because I have all the other issues for this series. This is when Chapter House relaunched Northgard. He's a superhero from Quebec, Canada, from the 80s, I believe. And I pulled this when I lived in Newfoundland, and my shop forgot to pull me #1, and it sold out. It like you couldn't get it at any sort of level of diamond, like publisher level or whatever. So I was just kind of SOL, shit out of luck, and I was excited. Yeah, I was looking in a bin. This is probably about a month or so ago, and there was like a whole bunch of copies of this for $1, so I grabbed the best looking one, and now I have the series finished. Yay. We'll do these now. I love Valiant. Valiant's one of my favorite companies. I collect most of it in trade, but my two favorite characters are Bloodshot and Shadow Man, so I am collecting the singles of the old series. And I collect the keys for Valiant as well. So these were just cheap, like 33-cent pickups. So number 18 and then number 25. I almost have this series done, which I'm pretty pumped about. Let's get into this. I picked this up for $1 at a BMV. See, I told you they weren't all from the warehouse. Picked up Saw, Rebirth. If you see my other videos, you've heard me talking about it. I'm a really big horror movie guy. I'm actually getting ready to launch a podcast called It Slays. So if you have Instagram, look me up, Biggie Hauls. I don't run the Instagram. It's 3 of us, and it's me, my wife, Exilia, and our friend Mike, and Exilia runs it. I think it's It Slays Podcast on Instagram. We're also on Facebook. There's only one picture up right now because we're just getting started recording the episodes. But I've always been a huge horror guy ever since I was young. First movie my parents ever showed me was Friday the 13th when I was a baby. So I've just always grew up around horror, loving horror. So I kind of show that because I always love horror comics. Saw this for $1 and couldn't say no. Who could say no to that? And keeping with that theme, picked up Masters of Horror. This is the incident on and off a mountain. Joe R. Lansdale, based on a story by him and a teleplay by Don Coscarelli. This is like a alt cover. This show, if I remember, see, I watch a lot of shows. If I remember this show, I think is Eli Roth had something to do with it. And basically, they got a lot of famous horror directors and stuff to come in and do like mini movies, essentially. And then they had a comic book series for it. So that's issue #1. That's issue #2. And this is Incident on and Off a Mountain Road, Part 2. And then issue #3. I love that cover. It really reminds me like very 90s, late 80s, like Clive Barker-ish. This is Dreams in the Witch House, Part 1. So different story. This is based off a story of H.P. Lovecraft and a teleplay by Dennis Paoli and Stuart Gordon. So I think there's 4 issues or maybe 6 issues. So I need to find the other ones, but that's okay. We'll find them. All right. So these are. Let's get right in. Let's get right into this, fella. So these are kind of the out of what I'm going to show. These are kind of like some of the main keys that I did pick up. I got them for a cheap price. Yeah. Some of you guys, like some superhero people, may not feel that it's a key, but to me, it definitely is. If you've seen older, it's always if you've seen older videos, but if you've seen older videos, I go to school for sociology, and I have a specialization in Black Canadian culture. Black Studies is what the actual certificate is. So I study Canadian and Caribbean and U.S. Um, history and present and everything that has to do with the Black community. So I also, part of my collecting ever since I was young has also been I collect like major Black superheroes and Black comics, stuff written by Black writers, art done by Black artists. Um, so these three comics. I was really excited to find them at the price I found them. I found them for $2 each. And yeah, I mean, they're all, especially the last one I'll show, is worth a lot more than that. But basically, Golden Legacy, Illustrated History magazine. This is volume 7, part 1 of the Frederick Douglass story. This is really cool. I read them. I enjoyed them. I'm trying to think. These were done in part with the ACLU in '69. They did reprint these. These aren't the reprints. So I picked that up, and then I got volume 8, which is part 2 of Frederick Douglass. So this came out a year later in 1970. This is about Frederick Douglass' later years in his life. So after his escape from slavery, and really when he became a public intellect and figure and was doing lots of speeches and stuff and touring. Yeah, pretty cool. They have like a lot of letters, kind of almost letters to the editor, but it's like they have an official letter from like the NCAAP and the ACLU and stuff, just talking about like how great these are as educational tools for classrooms. So for $2, I was really pumped to get these. Yeah, and like I think they're worth like $80. I mean, they're in pretty. This one's a little rougher. This one is pretty much almost in immaculate condition. So I was excited to get this for $2. I mean, if you weren't really into that stuff, I mean, shops aren't going to sell that stuff for a lot of money because it's very niche demographic. Now, this one I got to be careful with because I got to rebag it, as you can see, because they split at the bottom. But this was the one I was super pumped to find. So this is Classics Illustrated. I think most comic book people know this company. They were famous for reprinting, not reprinting, but doing illustrated stories of Robin Hood, all that kind of stuff. But they would also do real people in their stories. And so this one is called Negro Americans, the Early Years. Maybe the title may be a little cringy, but at the time period, that's what this was called. And since it's split, I'll show you. This is in rougher shape, but it is a first print. It's a shame it wasn't in good condition because the first print, it's like a $300 book. But But yeah, it has a whole bunch of stories in it, and the staples are still there. So stuff about like the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, um, George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington, Frederick Douglass. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like there's the beginning of Harriet Tubman and her story. So this was a really cool find. Uh, yeah, I was excited. I haven't fully read it. I've read a couple. I read the Frederick Douglass and the Booker T. Washington story in it. And I briefly looked at the Harriet Tubman one, but I haven't fully looked at that yet. Sorry, I got to rebag that, but I got to make sure it's in the bag it's in right now. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool find. Let's get into what else do we got here. I say what else do we have here? We have crap load of stuff. Pull out the next stuff. All right, I found this at BMV for $1. It's a key only if you were a fan of the show, but that is Beavis and Butthead issue number 1. So this was the first issue in their very first comic book series. I was a big fan of Beavis and Butthead when I was growing up, watching it on TV. I used to watch it it used to play on Much Music late at night, like I think midnight or after midnight. So me and my friends would stay up and we'd watch this and we would giggle at the immaturity. So, yeah, I thought it was a cool little pickup. I was really excited to pick this up. I kind of think of this as a key, but I mean, no one else will. I picked this up for $10. I was happy with that price. From True North Comics. I'm from Nova Scotia. So, a comic book on the Halifax explosion. It's really interesting. I didn't know this existed. I had to do some research on it. So, basically, McDonald's in Canada in the 90s decided to put these comics with Happy Meals for free, I think, or you could purchase them for like $1.99. And they were all on like Canadian history or a person from Canada of significance. And this was the first one they did on the Halifax explosion. I think the circulation said it was 700,000 of these, but it's hard to tell because they were just free toys, so a lot of these probably got thrown out, and destroyed. So I thought this was pretty cool. There was little controversy around it. Basically, they put this out. They wanted to keep it exciting as a kind of action history book. And then Halifax, the people that actually take care and do the research for the museums on the Halifax explosion came out and said, this isn't a very accurate comic book on the Halifax explosion. It's very sensationalized. Your hero in it really didn't play the kind of role that they claim he did. He did play a role, but he wasn't out saving families from burning buildings or anything like that. So cool little thing to have. Yeah, then the next couple are definitely from the warehouse. So I picked up Vamp Veronica #2. I haven't pulled any of the horror stuff since Afterlife with Archie and Chilling Tales of Sabrina when they came out. So when I see these for cheap, I pick them up because I'm a huge horror fan and I'm a huge Archie fan. And I love these horror takes on it. So I picked that up. I picked up issue 38 of East and West. When I moved to Toronto, this is one of the series I dropped because I just planned on picking up in trade. I still do, But I got so heavy into it. Like, I think I had like 34, 35 issues that I did want to finish the series. So I said to myself, when I see them cheap, I will pick them up. So I did pick that up. What else do we have here? Clive Barker's Nightbreed. Issue number 18. I'm slowly picking away at this series. Like I said, I'm a huge horror fan. Clive Barker is one of my favorite horror directors and writers. So love this cover. Picked up issue number 4 of Black Panther. This was when Shuri was Black Panther in this series, at least for the first little bit. I have her first appearance as Black Panther, so I'm just filling gaps in the run right now. And all right. This one's definitely, these two were pretty cool to find. I got these for $3 each. Some Hulk tees. Issue 142. This is the second appearance of Valkyrie. Staples intact. I love this cover. Every male chauvinist pig in the world will tremble when he sees the Hulk hurled to his death by a woman. So, you know what? A pretty badass feminist cover back in the day. I like that one. You see my cat here. It's warm today, and it's been like freezing temperatures for like 2 weeks. So all the ice is melting. So my cat is wondering why all this stuff is falling off the roof. And then this one I was super excited to get. It's in pretty rough shape, but the staples are intact. I got it for $3.99. So I could not complain about this. That is Hulk 141, the first appearance in Origin of Doc Samson. It's Samson. I always say Samson. Yeah, I was super pumped to get this. I like Doc as a character, and it was a Hulk key that I did not have. So I was excited to get that. I have a feeling that I'm going to end up doing another live video because I have things to do today, and I know there's no way I'm getting through like another 100 books. We'll see. Some more Hulk stuff that I picked up for 33 cents. Issue 387. Issue 427. I love this Man Thing cover. I say 33 cents. I think it works out to be 80 cents. 80 cents because I got these at the warehouse. 33 cents if I do 3 for $1 at BMV. Issue 83. This is volume 3, I believe, of The Incredible Hulk. Issue number 87. Issue 107. And this is from World War Hulk. Issue 109. Issue 52 of the Sensational She-Hulk. I'm almost done this entire series now. Issue 34 of Captain America. I forget which volume. This is a variant cover, I believe. And this is the first appearance of Captain America 7. So James Buchanan Barnes. So a little minor key. Like I said, I knew these were in an order. Nightbreed number 12. More Clive Barker goodness. Can never say no to Mr. Clive. I'll show these ones first. Girl Frenzy, Superman, Lois Lane, issue number 1. There is only one issue. Love that kind of like pop art cover The colors are reminiscent of it. This is a major key. I should put up a big thing. By that, I mean no one cares about this. I thought it was funny, and I picked this up for 33 cents. The official adaptation of Steel, the world's greatest comic book movie. I've been running into these like DC comic adaptations lately in the like prestige format, and I couldn't say no for 33 cents. Why not? These ones now, I'm the cheapest comic guy around. These ones, that's how much I like this series that I saw these. They were $9.99 each, and I took the dive. No, I'm lying. The issue 2 is $9.99, and issue 3 was like $5.99. But I didn't get on this series till like issue 7. So I'm trying to hunt down the singles, and I took the bullet. Probably one of my all-time favorite comic book series. So that is Saga, issue number 2. This is first appearance of the stock. And these are like immaculate, near mint condition. It sucks. Got these at a BMV. I walked in, and the guy's like, "Oh, it's a shame that you weren't in earlier because I had Saga number 1, the guy that sold me all these, and he's like, I already sold it." And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy. How much were you selling for?" And he's like, "Oh, I sold it for $50." And I was like, "What? I could have had issue number 1 for $50? I'll find it someday." And then issue number 3. And this is the first appearance of Isabel. I think she's kind of a fan favorite. So I was excited to get her first appearance and put it in the collection. Now, how adventurous am I? Let's see. What we will do is I will take this pile out, and I think this will be the last pile I show off. And then maybe tomorrow I'll do another video, and I'll shoot that, and I'll show you the rest. So let's start with, I got a big chunk. I think I'm about 6 issues away from having this whole series of Animal Man Volume 1. I've read most of it in trade. I love Milligan and Morrison. I just love Animal Man. So issue 27, issue 28. Animal Man also had the best covers. Issue 29, issue 30. I love that cover. Issue 33. Issue 34. Grab the next handful. Issue 35. I like kind of this Godzilla cover. Reminiscent. Issue 37. Like, how can you not love Animal Man covers? They're like, the art's great. Like, the art is always great on them. They always make me smile. Issue 38. I love this. A comic. Very, very Morrison. A comic in a comic. Very meta. Issue 40 is kind of an iconic cover. I think this is the cover of one of the trades, I believe. Issue 46, throwback to Western times. Issue 50. And that is it for Animal Man Volume 1. Then I also picked up the new Teen Titans, issue 34. This is the first appearance of Adeline Kane, or also Adeline Wilson, Deathstroke's daughter. So that was a cool pickup, 80 cents. I couldn't say no. I haven't watched the Titan episode. I just know the Joker was like dead on a car in it. But yeah, so I was excited to get that. And then I was really excited to get this, and I got it for $2. Issue number 19 of the Teen Titans. The significance of this issue is this issue, Speedy joins and becomes a regular member of the Teen Titans. I love that artwork. Love, love, love it. And yeah, I think that is where we are going to stop. I showed off like a whole bunch of comics. I do have some keys for the next video. Captain America, Green Lantern, Action Comics. I don't even know what else is in here. Superman, more some Swamp Things, some romance stuff. We will show that off in the next video. So yeah, sorry this was kind of just a quickie. Show off some books. I can put them away now. I figured it's been a while, so why not come and say hello? I hope everyone's doing well. Comment on the video. I always comment, real fancy. I comment back, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. I don't need to say that. And yeah, I will be back with another Biggie haul. Like I said, I probably have about 200 or so more books to show off. So this week's probably going to be busy with me hitting with content in between getting schoolwork done and getting ready to launch my horror podcast, and then another podcast I'm doing as well. If I have info on both of those, go follow me on Instagram, Biggie Hauls. You can see what I'm up to. You guys just care about the comics. Let's be real. As always, salute, and I will see you next time.